Wagwan Generals, welcome back to a very special episode of the Shift Gear podcast. With us today, we have the first two-time Shift Gear appearancer, which is not a word, but we're making it a word. At least we think he's the first one. Me and Kieran can't think of anyone else who's been on twice. So if you're the man who's been on twice and we didn't remember you, are bad. But to me, Henry's the first one. Welcome back to the podcast, Henry. Congrats on a fantastic run last weekend. When we hopped on the call, I kind of forgot he did well last weekend, so I was just telling him about my life. My boys were in the background, having fun. I only realized later that yo, this guy just almost won another regional. So congratulations. Welcome back. How does it feel to start the season off in such a great way?
Yo, thank you for having me. Delighted to be on again. Honored to be the first two-time guest. This weekend was crazy because not just me, but the deck did really, really good, which was really cool. And it's sort of reminiscent of Portland, which, it's got some pros and some cons there. But all in all, I couldn't have really asked for a better weekend outside of getting the final win. But overall, it's a huge success. Yeah, so I was really happy.
And Kieran, you didn't have a too shabby a weekend yourself. How was it? How did it feel to at least get in the win column to start off the season?
Yeah, it felt okay. I played Jealous and Gardevoir, so I played the not winning Gardevoir. Actually, Henry literally 2 days before was trying to tell me to play the list that he won with or got second with, and I didn't trust the Golden Go.
Purple Raging Bolt. You don't got to learn anything. It's Purple Raging Bolt, bro. It's
yes. So I had the technology, but I decided not to play it. Maybe I would have done better if I played it. But no, I think I did okay. I think I didn't play it perfectly because I feel like I wasn't as well versed with my deck as I have been with something like a Golden Go or a Lugia or a Grim. So I felt like 64th was a fair placement for how I played. I had some unfortunate ties and losses, but no, it was good. But yeah, I'm excited to have Henry here again. I feel like at this point, Henry, it's just if you're not in top cut with Gardevoir, something had to have gone catastrophically wrong here. It just feels like it's a given now that if you show up to a tournament with Gardevoir, you're the favorite to win now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a little while. I didn't get there at either NAIC or Worlds, but yeah, maybe I just am a regionals merchant because the regionals usually go better for me.
Well, NAIC was your list that won too.
Yeah,
you're just good at the game. Don't sell yourself short. Can we point out? Sorry, I need to take a second. Can we point out that Henry just turned into 4K within the last 20 seconds there?
I wiped my camera off. Yeah.
Bro, I can see his pores now, bro. Before it was a muffled image. Now I can see everything.
That might be the first time I've wiped my camera. So.
Yo, that was
probably good. I knew I looked terrible. I looked at myself oh my god, what's going on there?
Yo, it's a windshield wiper when it's raining. It's just ooh, yo, you're clear now. Can we talk about also how Henry has won more money playing Pokemon than Kawhi Leonard is going to lose from his fake tree planting business? Absolutely ridiculous.
Bro, do you actually think he's going to get?
Actually insane.
Do you actually think they're going to do anything, bro? I don't know. I don't have faith.
They have to.
They have to, but I don't think.
Have to.
I don't know how hard the hammer's going to come down. It should be void contract. You're suspended for a year for Kawhi. Balmer, at least a year suspension.
At least 2 first-round picks, bro. I care at least 2 first-round picks.
They don't have any first-round picks, though. So, are you taking... Because I don't think they have their own pick until, 2030. So, are we going, all right, no picks until, 2035? A decade?
Let's just auction off Norman Powell to the highest bidder, then.
Yeah. Yo, bring Kawhi back to Toronto. I think that's the punishment he needs.
Bro, I don't even know. Do we want this guy? He's just
yes.
Yo, you say bring him to Toronto as a punishment, bro? What are you saying about Toronto?
Well, for him it is, bro.
Yeah, the punishment would be for him to play a full damn season and not get injured, bro. That's the punishment. Forget money. Make him play basketball. He hates that. And Balmer, man, you're gonna find Balmer $1 million. What does he care about $1 million? Come on.
Yeah. It has to be picks, bro. Whenever their next first round pick is, I don't care if it's in 2047. We got to get rid of that.
Yeah, bro. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Publicly shame him or something, something non-monetary. Do something that just destroys his career, because this is ridiculous. I couldn't believe that he asked for a stake in the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was the part that oh my god. Henry, did you hear about that?
No, I didn't. Well, I don't really keep up with hockey. What happened?
So Kawhi, when he was negotiating with Toronto, asked for a stake in the Toronto Maple Leafs instead of the Toronto Raptors. He wanted a stake in the Toronto Maple Leafs as part of his contract. To which they said,
another way to get under the table, money outside of the actual salary cap. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a recurring thing for him.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that might be why he left Toronto after they won the chip. Then okay, this is everything about this is sleazy, bro. I need to watch the original documentary. That guy he went crazy, bro. He made like 2-hour podcasts digging into that. I gotta watch that.
Oh, shout out Pablo Torres.
Respect to that guy. Yeah, Pablo Torres. Respect, bro.
Nice. Okay. Well, going back to Pokemon, we had our weekly sports talk that I know our listeners love. Let's talk, Henry, about
50-50.
50-50. I was being a little nice there. Let's talk about your list from this weekend. Tell me kind of how this came to be. So World, obviously you played the Jellicent deck. I think Keon did the best in your group. He got 18th. You made day 2. I think a couple other people in your group missed day 2, I think. But so it was like an okay result for your group.
All things considered, Zane, we all could not get there at all.
Yeah, I mean, you guys came kind of close. Worlds is a hard tournament. But okay, but then going into this, like, how did you kind of get back to a turbo build? It's kind of actually reminiscent of what kind of happened last year for you, where you started the year off with Turbo Guardy. So yeah, tell me how this came to be.
Yeah, it feels like the turbo kind of strategy comes up when there's too many different... The other decks in the meta have like really different strategies, and it's just impossible to include a tech that is like able to defeat all of them. So there's been like for example, Worlds like 2 years ago, there was like Charizard where you needed to like go with like this Devo strategy, and then there was Drago where you needed to have like other techs like Manaphy and stuff. So if you wanted to play a slow build, you needed to just include like way too many techs that didn't really help the same matchups, and your deck just ended up becoming like this mumbo jumbo pile of garbage. And the way to just like fix that is just be like, I'm just going to make my deck work really well and like attack with big damage like every turn. So like instead of trying to Devo Charizard or like protect against Regidrago, I'm just going to make a Drifloon that one-shots both of them. So that was like sort of the idea a year ago. And nowadays it's sort of similar. Like Golden Go requires its own big package of techs to beat. And then there's a bunch of other decks where you need just really random stuff to beat as well. And it ends up being the case that instead of trying to like balance all these matchups, I'm just going to hit with the 240 damage Screamtail on turn 3 and like see what you do. And it turns out that that strategy is pretty good. And yeah, I mean, like the sort of the particular innovation, they're just like the 4th Vessel and the 8th Psychic, which are, like innovations. Like no one else has done it before, but it's not like really something that's that out there. And when you have cards like that, your deck just feels so much smoother. And yeah, if you really question it, I would recommend just like playing a couple games with this deck. It just feels so much better than a lot of the other Guardy decks. Like the hands where you start like 2 Earthen Vessels and like any way to discard cards, it feels like you're cheating. Like your deck is just working way faster than it's supposed to, like normally.
Yeah, definitely feels like that's something for Guardy that sticks out a lot. Like if you're able to get your energies in the discard fast, you're able to attack fast, the deck is really good. The one question I had for you is, so you guys went for like the Bravery Charm strat. Obviously 240 on the Screamtail is pretty good. Turn 3 or whenever you're able to get it, and you play so many energies that it probably happens more often than you think. Did you ever miss the Devo? And a follow-up question, if not, did you ever consider adding a second Screamtail since your like strategy is kind of so centric on that?
Yeah, so with this kind of build, I never really thought about adding the Devo. Like the Devo has specific synergy with the cards that enable Monkey Dory, like Energize, E-Switch, or just like the extra 4th Monkey Dory, 4th Dark, and like the Fluttermane. And we couldn't really include any of those cards. So at that point, I don't think the Devo really gets very much value. I mean, like you can like cheese people with it, like especially in Mirror. Sometimes you can scam them with it. Also, it doesn't have the Jellicent, of course. The Jellicent synergizes with it well. But yeah, we don't have any of those cards. So at that point, the Bravery Charms just make more sense to me. Sorry, what was your other question? It's the second Screamtail. Yeah, it's actually really funny. I sent Tord this list. I wanted Tord to play this deck, and if Tord had played this and done as good as he did, we would have had 4 for 4 in the finals with this deck this weekend. But Tord was like, bro, like, do you even play with prize cards? Like, obviously you need like a second Screamtail, bro. And like, I mean, obviously the second Screamtail would be good because it makes you robust to prizing, and also like it means you don't have to night stretch your Screamtail, so it would be like a nice card. But I just can't really imagine cutting on any of the other cards in this list. I mean, I think the card we were thinking about cutting for it would be the Countercatcher, the second Countercatcher, but that card is just way too useful in my mind to cut and like the 4th Vessel and the 8th Psychic. Non-negotiable, bro. You got to play that. Cannot cut that.
So what
Too
happens...
many people want to cut this Vessel for a Drifloon, bro, which is not allowed.
No, Drifloon's fake. I agree. I was going to say, what happens if you prize Screamtail? Like, do you just lose, or do you just have to attack with Gardevoir, or what happens?
I mean, it really depends on the matchup. In top 4, game 1 against MD, both of us prized Screamtail, and the game was like absolute cancer. Like, we just both refused to take knockouts. Like, there was one time where he left his Gardevoir at 190, and instead of trying to kill it with my own Gardevoir, I benched my Clefairy and punched it for 280 to put it to 300 because like I was like, we cannot take a knockout here. We will instantly lose because, you know, and there's no Screamtail on either side. And it's really obvious when someone prizes Screamtail because they would just artisan for it when they're supposed to use it. So we both knew we prized Screamtail and we just both literally refused to take prizes until like turn number 10, until there was like so much damage on the board that you had to do something. So yeah, in terms of like other matchups, like there are definitely some matchups you can get away with prizing Screamtail. I was pretty lucky that I didn't prize it too much on the weekend. But, you know, against something like Terabox, like your main attacker is like Gardevoir EX, so it's not really a big deal. Against Raging Bolt, you do really want a single prize attacker, so it'd be pretty bad to prize the Screamtail. Same with Golden Go. But at the end of the day, I think it's better to take your odds than to include a whole another deck slot to Screamtail. I mean, I don't know if people like understand how important a deck slot is. Like, it's worth a lot. Like, playing for a fringe 10%, I just don't think it's worth it in my mind.
Yeah, I know you're a big proponent of like EV. You gave a talk like kind of like my camp in the summer, and like it was actually pretty eye opening. Some of the thoughts you had on the game, like some of the things you were saying, like you don't even like play Nestball to thin because you think it's like minus EV to like lose time, or like so like hearing you talk about like even like the 10% to 10% type of thing is like really interesting. But I just want to take a step back real quick. So you were saying that game with MD, right? How you guys are putting damage. Can you explain to the listeners like why you wouldn't take prizes in that scenario and why you guys are just like overloading the board with damage?
Yeah, so the Gardevoir mirror is really all about who can get the monkey advantage. And normally it doesn't actually, can't actually cultivate a big monkey advantage because your Screamtail just kills monkeys over and over and over again. But when both players don't have Screamtail, the person who's able to achieve like some sort of triple monkey board is probably going to be able to win because the person who has one more monkey than the opponent essentially is able to pressure taking like multi-prize turns. Whereas like, yeah, if you have less monkeys, you can't leave damage on board because that's always going to be bad for you and you're the one forced into taking knockouts. So if you can't use Screamtail to kill their monkeys, that means you need to use your counter catchers to kill their monkeys. But you really don't want to walk into their counter catcher, right? So essentially you do everything in your power to just sack everything on your board that isn't a monkey. Like in my case, I just like fed him a Clefairy, even though it's worth 2 prizes because I know that would give me the monkey advantage. And when I fed him the Clefairy, he was actually like, nah, it's okay. I'm just going to mind bend your Clefairy. Like, he didn't even want to take it when I did it. So, yeah, it's really like the prize cards are sort of deceptive. Like, obviously, at the end of the day, someone is going to take 6 prizes. But when you have 3 monkeys to your opponent's 1, you can just essentially always find a way to cheese your opponent in some way, shape, or form. So, really, all you should be thinking about is, I think it won the MVP card for you guys on the Shift Gear podcast. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta worry about the MVP. You gotta have a plan for LeBron James.
Nice and studied. I like it. I would expect nothing less from a man who won so many awards. Actually, you kind of legally had to watch it. I'm not even sure why I'm gassed. Speaking of Gardevoir, question for you. So you opted for the 3 monkey, 3 dark whole package. We saw Riley go for 4 and 4. I played a lot of Gardevoir in the last 2 months. I find it really intricate, just a lot of fun, to be honest. Like just to play it, even if it's not for testing. So my question for you, like, were you comfortable in Mirror, like based off of A, obviously your skill level with the deck, but B, like, do you find that the 3 Bravery Charm kind of give you the advantage in like the monkey war there because your opponent's got to go so deep on their Screamtails, put 80 damage and knock it out, and then you had a free prize there anyways? Or what was kind of your idea like going into Mirror, and why were you comfortable with it?
Yeah, so I talk about this a lot in my class. So I do think that Bravery Charm is the absolute best card in Mirror Match. Bravery Charm serves so many purposes in Gardevoir Mirror Match. It can be defensive, where like you Bravery Charm your Pheasantipity to make it more difficult for them to knock out. You can Bravery Charm your Screamtail defensively so it doesn't die to an Adrenabrain. You can Screamtail a Monkey Dory defensively to make them put more damage on their own Screamtail to knock it out. And then it also can be offensive, where you use a Bravery Charm in your Screamtail, completely overload it, and like knock out their Pheasantipity to close the game. So like there's 4 separate uses for Bravery Charm, and just having 1 or 2 of them is going to put you at a huge disadvantage. So I felt like this list with the 3 Bravery Charms is very favored into the Mirror Match, particularly something like a Flutter Devo build like Riley's list at 1 Worlds with just the 1 Bravery Charm. They have some extra plays with the Flutter and the Devo, but as long as you don't fall into like that level 1 Flutter main cheese where, they CC up your Gardevoir and you can't retreat it because you didn't preload an energy, I don't think the card is that useful. And same with the Devo, like it's pretty hard for them to accumulate a bunch of damage on your Gardevoirs and Devo them as long as like you're keeping up with your own monkeys. So yeah, I ultimately thought that just like this aggressive build with a bunch of Bravery Charms is going to be really, really favored in the Mirror. And I do think that the Gardevoir Mirror these days is not quite as skilled as it used to be. Like it sort of ebbs and flows, and with obviously with refinement, I think the Gardevoir Mirror was a little bit more complicated. because you sort of had to always decide, like, do I knock out my opponent's monkey? Do I knock out my opponent's Curlia? How does Manaphy change this? Like, then I have to use Cresselia, and like your board space was really, really complicated. Nowadays, it's just like, I kill your monkey, you kill my monkey, I kill your monkey. With all that being said, there's still a lot of tricks you can do. When I was playing ladder, like right before I left for Monterrey, I hit like 10 mirrors in a row, and I like won all of them. So I was like feeling confident. There's just like random things you can do that sort of depend on like what your prizes are, if someone has to like discard recovery early. There's just like very little details you can kind of take advantage of. With that being said, sometimes your only Curlia gets knocked out and you don't draw rare candy and you lose the game. And that's kind of what happened to me in finals. And it happens every once in a while. Luckily, best of 3 makes it so that you feel fairly confident in the matchup.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I think at this point, like, it doesn't matter who you put across from you in a mirror. I think you'd be the heavy favorite. I think you probably played that matchup a bunch of times. It was like a huge upset, I think, that Avon took the dub. And like you were saying,
I am 0-2 in the mirror.
In the mirrors, you lost MD2. I mean, I didn't watch the first game, but I was there. I don't know if they posted on YouTube, but they had like the screen for us to watch. And like the second game, it was like Avon need to literally hit like Stretcher, Dark, Bravery Charm. Like Henry, like Ionos into 2, and he's like, oh, I drew Dark, I drew Bravery Charm, Mew for 1, oh, Stretcher, bam, game. So it was just like pure cheese. Otherwise, Henry had that one.
It's so tough. I don't know if this is going to push us outside of like the advertisement brackets and not monetize this video, but I wish there was like a FanDuel for Pokemon where we could like bet on people to like draw out of Ionos and stuff. Like, can you imagine like a bot at like plus 600 and pull that one out and we just slam it over? We all
live match ons.
Yeah, dude, this is what we need. We need something like that. Like Henry going into a regional to win would probably like minus 180.
No, it wouldn't be minus, but it would be like plus. It would be like plus 600 or something, which would still be insane.
Oh, respect our boy. He's a minus 180.
You know, plus 600, how good that is? Like in golf, the best player is like plus 1,000 something.
I'm pretty sure Scheffler was like 1,200 for every tournament this year, and he's like one of the best golfers of all time. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think maybe to cut.
This is something I debate a lot. Like. Sorry. I was
you're good.
I talk about this a lot with like Isaiah and Bradner. It's like, or Isaiah and Andrew.
Isaiah and Bradner, brilliant.
Isaiah and Bradner. Like, you're like, what is the tournament you felt like you had like the largest chance to win? Like, for example, like I like make this claim that in my NAIC 24 with like the double monkey, which I ultimately did not end up winning. I thought that my deck was like so much better than other Gardevoirs that like going into the tournament, I felt like I had like a 30% chance to win or something like that, which would be like
crazy.
Plus 200. Like that, like that could be like crazy ego or something like that. But like also like I think Andrews was probably really favored to win with like his insane Lost Box deck and like just how good he was at it. So like at its peak, like I don't really know how it was before I started playing, but like what single tournament do you think someone was the biggest favorite to win? Like was Tord ever like 60% to win a tournament based on like having like some broken deck, or do you feel like your LAIC Gardevoir deck or something like that gave you like a really high chance to win?
I mean, because it's like two factors to it. It's obviously how good is the pilot and how good is the deck, right? I mean, in IC, like I don't care how good you are. I don't know if you can even like get above 10% like going into it. Like your deck.
You don't think Tord's ever been above 10% at an IC? Like I feel like he had to have had some like 20 or 30%.
You know what? I think probably back in the day when the ICs were smaller, like maybe the players weren't as good. But now I feel like the field is so tough. I mean, maybe I'm just like discrediting him. Maybe it caps out at like 25%. Like I don't know, like maybe like when Sander played Mewtwo v Union, like I feel like that might have been like a tournament where like his deck was so broken that like if Azul wasn't playing like Phoebe, like he probably would have just like won, right? Like maybe that one was
game, bro. Like the issue is there's so much like variance in the game, and it's such like a cop out answer. But like if you compare golf, right? We're just talking about golf. How Scheffler is plus 1,200 to win a tournament, right? In his peak. I don't know if that for sure, but that's what I saw. Golf has more skill in it than Pokemon in the sense that you don't need Tom variance. You don't need you can factor out bad luck. Like in golf, you're controlling all your shots, and even then he's plus 1,200, right? So if you consider that. And you consider, like, especially now with modern Pokemon, how every deck has a loss, right? It's never been more paramount how each top deck loses to one other deck, right?
Well, not every deck. There's one
not every deck.
Not
but they have bad decks. yeah. They have bad. I just think there's too much luck to have anyone favored over 25%. As much as I was talking crap about Henry being minus 180, I don't know.
But so. Like we see it. I mean, like Henry's an example, like how consistently you can make cut. Also, back in the day, Tiger used to be even money versus the field, even at the majors. So it's actually a good question. I'm actually curious. Like, that's actually a good community debate. Like, what tournament did someone have the highest EV going in? I'm sure the old tournaments there actually might have been somewhere it's above 50% because no one knew how to deck build. Like the skill diff was so big back in the day. I'm sure there's some
maybe like post-COVID or something.
Yeah. Like post-COVID,
you
like
pay
it's
top
probably
guy first list, you might win.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Or like EUIC, the Torzard that won EUIC. Going into that tournament, he had to have had like really high EV.
His deck got farmed by C-Pal, bro. Like it was horrible. Like that was the second most popular deck. Bro, no.
No one could.
If I faced Tor that tournament, I would have won, bro. Like,
well, I believe that for sure. Yeah.
His C-Pal matchup was chalked. I think probably like Torrid is obviously the highest EV player, and I guess if he has like a deck, but like. Has Torrid ever, like at an IC, had like a crazy deck over everyone else, I feel like he just plays like consistent decks, and he's just like, I'm the best player, so I just win. Like, I feel like...
Well, his Zard list ran circles around other Zard lists, but Zard itself may have had some issues for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, ever since I started playing, he's just been playing random Charizard. Like, that NAIC I was talking about, he played like some Charizard Dragon Ball Pidgeot deck, which didn't seem very good. So yeah, Maybe not since I've started playing, but I've heard legends that like his Zoro Pod or whatever was insane, but I just didn't play that.
He played Zoro Guardi at one ICU when that wasn't really a deck, and he won with that.
Okay.
I mean that one tournament that... Oh, really? Like GX?
Well, I mean...
Oh, no, you mean Zoro EX. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. I mean, okay, that one tournament that you guys played where you lost MD, where you had the Rabska Guardi, like, I feel like your deck had, like, actually no bad matchups in that format besides, like, Dengo.
Yeah.
So, like, that might be a good example.
Yeah, if you're talking about regionals, I think that one was pretty high. I mean, the fact that, like, we both ended up in finals must mean that, like, I think it had to be above, like, 20%. I don't know if I'd push it to, like, 30, but pretty high, I'd say.
I mean, because I guess when you think about it, like, the average person at a regional, like, they're, like, the skill level is not, like, that high. So, like, I guess, like, for, like, the top players, like, the gap is so large that, like, if you just... And it was best of 3 reducing variants. Like, it's not that crazy to win that many games. And, like, even when you get to the top tables, you're not always hitting, like, a Hedrick or a Bradner or a Piper every round. Like, sometimes you're still hitting, like good players, obviously, but, like, not, like, the top of the top. So, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe you can get it above 20% in the modern day.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's a high number. I don't know. Okay, comment section, run away with this. Please inform us. Is anybody ever favored over 20% to win a regional? Give us your reasons why and give us an example. And don't say yourself. I know some random guy with no limitless page is going to say, yo, I was going to win that regional if I show up. Don't say yourself. Give us a good reason as to why someone's favored. And if there might be an instance where we're not even remembering. Like, I remember Tord with his like Urshifu deck at one point when he was like unstoppable. I was terrified of that Urshifu deck too. Like, I thought he had a good chance to win any tournament he entered with that. And there was a time where Azul was playing Charizard and he had like that crazy run, was like 3 back-to-back top 8s or whatever. Like, there are times where people do feel quite favored to win, but I do think there in this game is a little bit too much variance. But let us know down below how you feel about that, because I'm curious.
That is very true. Yeah. I mean, I think I definitely Baltimore when I played Lugia, like that was definitely like literally no one teched for it, and I'm like, oh, like,
yeah, you were like you were making finals in that tournament, like at least like 20% of the time, bro.
Like still 20% seems high, but it did feel like the freest like ride to finals I've ever had. Like I had maybe like 1 tough match or like 2 tough.
You're like guaranteed to hit at least like 2 or 3 Snorlax, so like that you already got that in the bag. You're probably winning your first couple rounds. Like, come on.
Yeah, no
one.
And
then you hit like 10 Dragos.
I had 0 Dragos.
Wait, you had 0 Dragos at that tournament?
I hit 0. I mean, like, that was a free matchup because no one played Temple, but yeah, I hit 0. Yeah. So.
Dang, bro.
No. Okay, cool. Let's move on a little bit to your actual run, Henry. Let's go over it. I mean, you hit a lot of mirrors, and we were talking about that. You hit, I think when I was looking, you hit 7, 8, right? If you include the top cut ones.
One of them was an ID, but
Okay, sure.
8
so
mirrors out of 16 rounds,
you played, right?
Yeah.
And you won every single one except the finals. I think that does demonstrate that you have that dog, and you beat some Jellicent Gardevoirs along the way as well. So did you have any difficult matchups during Swiss, or did it just feel like smooth sailing for you?
Let's see. I definitely had some really close ones. My tie against Pultard was pretty frustrating because I like left 180 damage on a Fez, and he was like board locked, and I thought I was going to convert for sure. And then he drops a Turo, which I really don't expect in the Dragonful Charizard deck these days, and that completely ruined my game plan. So that was too bad. I had a really close mirror match where I CC'd up my opponent's Gardevoir because my hand was really dead, and he had 1 energy in discard, and he played an Arven. But then he prized his last 2 Earthen Vessels, so he wasn't able to move. That was game 3. I had to instantly concede game 2 because I got Ionoted to, I think, 4 energy CC Night Stretcher or something like that on turn 1. So that was pretty brutal. I got really lucky there. That was a big bailout. Outside of that, yeah, I mean, most of my games were 2-0. They felt pretty convincing. I hit a Crustle. That was very lucky. The Jelly Guardy matchup was definitely pretty close. I did have to like, he like bricked me at some point and I had to draw out of it. I had like a couple top decks to do it. Yeah, as I've said this a couple times now, I think this matchup is pretty close. I used to think it was very Jellicent favored, but now I feel like their deck just like has so many issues that if you can just like hit some of those vessels in the early game, you can usually find a way to run them off the board or play around their Devo. So yeah, this matchup was really close. It was really interesting. I got to a point where I like trapped his Jellicent with 260 on it active and killed his only monkey, and then he literally is not able to move it because if he drops a monkey dark, he moves it down to 230, but then he can't still load 2 energies on it. So that was pretty fun. I get a lot of practice in this matchup on ladder because ladder really likes playing Jellicent for some reason.
Interesting.
But yeah, all things considered, the Terabox matchups were a little scary. I threw one of the games to Justin really badly and had to get bailed out by a Mind Bend flip. Otherwise, it would have been a tie if I had lost that one. But yeah, besides that, they were pretty much mostly 2-0s, yeah.
Okay, so I'm hearing like basically 2-0s and then the H-Chao plot armor. That's just coming in. Some of these wins.
That's how it goes, man. I actually have a question for both of you. You guys both played a regionals already. I haven't played a regional yet, or a tournament with BO3 50 plus 1. I have a question for both of you guys. Maybe we'll start with Henry. How did it feel? Was it different? Did you feel the difference?
Well, I mean, I will start out by saying I definitely think the change is bad, and I hope they change it back or at least give you some compensation in either 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, or letting you look at your prize cards. I'm a strong advocate of all 3 of those solutions. For me personally, in this tournament, the only time I went to time, which was my tie, I was shuffling up for game 3 when that happened. So it didn't matter if it was +1 or +3, that would have been a tie regardless. So it didn't directly affect me in this tournament. But then again, as I said, there were a lot of 2-0s and I also played pretty fast. All in all, I think objectively speaking, you saw the tie rate go up. I think it was around 18%, which is definitely on the higher end. So yeah, it feels bad. And there's more of a sense of urgency to scoop. And all around, I don't think the change benefits anyone.
Yeah, I mean, okay, 19% tie rate. Which is pretty high. Let's see if we can find actually like the last time Monterrey had the regional. What it was. Oh, it was 21 last time, so it actually went down surprisingly.
Wait, what? 21 is crazy.
Well, we'll say the local players had more experience playing regionals. They're faster this time. But yeah, I think like it was overall, I think like a disaster across the board. Like no one enjoyed it. Like every single time I went to game 3 in a set, like I went to time. Like both my losses in day 2 were gentlemen's that I scooped. Like they were both actually just ties. My first round of day 2, I got griefed into a tie. I would have won with one more turn. So it's just like I play really fast, and I'm someone who knows how to scoop. Like I scoop like really fast too. And it's just like if your opponent like doesn't play fast, it's just like, or like they don't pick up their pace. It's just you're gonna go to time. And the reason they gave was to kind of like make the rounds turn over quicker, so there's less time between rounds. But I didn't notice a difference. It still felt like a normal amount of time. Now that being said, I talked to some parents. They said in juniors and seniors they noticed the rounds turned around much quicker. But I mean those divisions are smaller. Monterrey also has less kids, so that might just be what it was. Because like normally what holds up a round isn't like the +3 turns. It's that like someone had like a 20-minute judge ruling and like had like a plus like 16-minute extension, right? Like that's what actually holds up rounds. So I don't know. I just think it's like a really bad change. I mean, Chris Brown said he's listening. So Chris Brown, if you listen to the Shift Gear podcast, change it back, please, or give us 55 + 1.
You got it, Breezy. Come on, man. You got us.
So yeah,
I wonder. Sorry, no, I didn't mean to cut you off. I wonder if last year the reason why the tie rate was higher is because people didn't really feel that urgency that you were talking about, right? Like you felt that urgency to scoop fast and all that stuff. Like I wonder if there's that sort of aspect, like from TPCI, thinking like, hey, people are going to be more fast and diligent about scooping. No, I don't know.
No, I think like I don't mean this in like a bad way. I think like most of the Mexican players would agree. It's like they just play slower than a lot of the other regions because a lot of the players, it was like their first regionals. It's like this is the second year they've had regionals since post-COVID. Because I think in Stuttgart the tie rate was also very high, not Stuttgart, Frankfurt. I think it was also very high.
It's actually only 0.16. I'm actually really surprised by this. So the data does not
support
necessarily support what we're saying.
I mean, now maybe there's more gentlemen's or something going on. Like I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. It just felt bad.
I mean, objectively, you're losing time, so like yeah it feels bad. I'm surprised that I don't know what's going on to make it so that the ties aren't actually following through, but I definitely think the Jensing must be going up, which is bad. I mean, you'd much rather finish a game than rely on the Jensing.
Yeah, because like Gentleman's just feels
Yeah.
so bad. It's like not enforceable. Like people are some like back out sometimes. So, yeah, I don't know. It just hasn't been a good change. It just felt like an unnecessary change, in my opinion.
Yeah, I felt like we got to a place too where like the regionals weren't taking that long anymore. I remember the first couple of years after COVID, like we'd be there for like a stupid amount of time, and then like towards like past years, like give judges all the credit in the world, they were turning over the rounds pretty fast. Like I didn't really feel like we were in there for too long, and especially this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's one less Swiss round on day one if you don't make the cut. Is that true?
Well, kind of, right? Well, in Frankfurt, they like played.
Yeah,
They still played 9 rounds day one to everyone's surprise. So I don't really know what's going on with
Okay.
that.
I like that though.
Interesting.
I like it too, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's like there's not really any guidance on it yet. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the other regionals.
I think that's probably
What a
they
disaster.
tested it in Frankfurt, and then they're just like, all right, like we'll probably see that going forward, to be honest, because I think on day 2, like if you play 6 rounds plus ASIM plus cut, that's 10 rounds, right? And like I know a lot of times the venues have a cutoff of when you have to leave, so I have a feeling like we'll probably be playing 9 rounds day 1, type of thing. So cool.
Gotcha.
All right, to wrap up then, Henry, for this, where do you think your Gardevoir list is positioned now going into Pittsburgh this weekend? Obviously, a lot of people are going to pick it up. I think obviously a lot of people are going to try and counter it. So do you think Gardevoir is still positioned well? I know you're probably going to just play Gardevoir, some form of Gardevoir this weekend, so tell me what you think about Gardevoir going into this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I put a lot of preparation in for this tournament. I haven't really thought about what I'm doing for Pittsburgh yet. I'm probably going to take Wednesday and Thursday to figure that out, see if I want to stick with the same list or not. I mean, I really do think that this is the best Gardevoir list, and I think it's also fairly hard to counter. In terms of like the mirror match, like someone could add a Shaman, but I even played against Marcos Fuentes, who played Shaman in his deck. It didn't really seem that useful. Like I don't think the Shaman necessarily changes the matchup that much. Like it protects your monkeys, but it kind of gives you like board cancer. So there's pretty big issues with the Shaman in and of itself. Like I protect my monkey, but I don't even have space for my monkey now, right? So we'll see how much that matters. And like in terms of the Terabox matchup, I think this deck already has a good Terabox matchup because of the 3 Bravery Charms. So the Shaman feels kind of redundant in that sense. Yeah, so the like main ways you can counter it, of course, is like Dengo Rising again. Like Dengo Scrapper Togekiss is a really obnoxious matchup. Definitely a winnable one, but really annoying. I don't know if people really want to play that deck though, because it's extremely unfun and the mirror is horrible. And who wants to play Golden Gun, man? Like you might just lose to a Crustalair Typhlosion.
Oh, I agree.
I don't know if that's true. Like, the percentage is
Painful.
pretty low at both Mexico and Germany, right?
18%? That's not pretty low.
Well, that's aggregating Django, and I'm not counting because Django is actually a favorable matchup for my deck.
Okay. So you're saying
So-
11% for the normal one. So yeah, I guess
Yeah,
Django's
pure
up front,
Dango
that's
is
good.
that's compared to 25% at Worlds or something. So that's a pretty big fall off in my books. Maybe it'll rebound like a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that easy to counter this deck. I mean, you could play like Charizard with Tool Scrapper, but then you're playing Charizard with Tool Scrapper, right? So yeah, I think a lot of people will play it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I saw a lot of people right now are in like deck crisis mode. They're like, I don't know what the hell to play. I don't know what to do. And like Dengo is like the sensible and obvious choice if you don't know what you're doing to just go and try and roll a tournament. But nobody wants to touch it because the deck is so boring, man. It's so freaking boring. So I don't know. It's such an interesting place to be where like Dengo obviously has good matchups all across the board. Flareon's pretty down. Like the random fire Pokemon aren't really around anymore. Dengo makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I just don't know if everyone's gonna play it.
I think so too. Like, the reason I didn't play Dengo this weekend is like, there's not a lot of agency when you fall behind. Like, if you fall behind 2 prizes, the game's just over, right? So like a tournament like Worlds, like the skill level is like very close between like you and your opponent. So like it makes more sense to just play a powerful deck. Whereas at a regional, when you think like, if you think you're one of the stronger players, like you want to play something like Gardevoir or Dragapult, where like you have more opportunities to like make skill diffs or like you have disruption. Well, like I think like on paper, like yeah, I think Golden Go is actually like in a fantastic spot this weekend. Like because maybe people
Also,
will
isn't
shift their
Terabox a
focus.
pretty bad matchup?
Like yes and no. I don't know. If you play one of the prize cheesing stuff, like you just have to gust around the Pikachu and flip heads once. But if you go second actually and you get Wellspring, you actually probably just lose, or you do just lose actually. So it's a go first matchup, and then you have to flip heads on a Togekiss or Chansey. So it is probably slightly unfavored, but we can talk about Terabox.
So 25% then. Go first and flip heads.
Go first. Well, if you flip 2 heads, you get to flip the coin twice, maybe.
Oh,
So
okay,
then-
Ellie. If you
so
ever
it's
get the double
37
heads,
it's like
yeah, the
37 and a half.
strategy is pretty
37 and
good.
a half. Let's give it 37 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about Terabox because I feel like it was kind of the surprise of the weekend across both tournaments. It did really well. It's like it had a lot of hype, I think, going in. Like I think everyone was aware that like this was in a good spot. And I think across both of the tournaments, it had like an insane win rate, right? If I aggregate them here.
Yeah, it was like pushing 60, I think, right?
Yeah, like 57.5% for like a deck that's actually like not that easy to play, I think. So like yeah, you can see
a
here,
lot
like,
of good players played it.
Yeah, like good Dragapult matchup according to the data, like Bolt, Golden Go. It was losing to Guardy a little bit, but everything else here is just like positive, right? So I guess for Terabox, like is it good play? Is it a good play going into the weekend, or like, and is everyone just gonna start playing Shaman now? Because Shaman also kind of collaterals your Guardy deck a little bit. So yeah, so like Henry, what do you think about Terabox this weekend? Do you think it's just like the hype is there, like it's done, or do you think it's like it can keep going?
Well, I just always struggle to decide what decks can actually play Shaman. I mean,
yes,
you could play it in Dragapult Dusknoir, and that deck, it doesn't really help you against Guardy that much. Like the Screamtail isn't that important in the Dragapult Dusknoir matchup, and also your board space is really important. Like imagine putting a Latias down and then also putting a Shaman down. Like you would not want to play the game anymore, right? That would just be horrible. But if they just ignore your Badoo, you have 3 slots for all your Dragapults and your Duskulls. So that sounds kind of miserable in and of itself. Maybe you could put it in like a more of a Tord style of build. I don't really know. That was another interesting thing, the whole Tord Dragapult Dusknoir deck. And then yeah, Charizard can maybe play it, but Charizard, it doesn't really help you that much against Guardy because your Pidgeot can still get like tapped for 160, which is pretty bad. So yeah, I just struggle to think of what decks can actually play Shaman. And maybe people will put it in Gardevoir. That's the only thing. It's not something that I personally recommend, but I think some people might do it anyway. I mean, it's not horrible, right? So yeah. I don't know. I would be a little scared playing Terabox because even if Shaman isn't the optimal play in most decks, someone might just do it, and then my matchup is not very good. But I still expect it to show up. The Golden Go matchup is really good. I mean, you just see the matchups across the board. I mean, they're so good. And if Shaman's at like 10%, you might accept that if you hit a Shaman. You don't even instantly lose. You could still win. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really see a reason for everyone to just completely go off of Terabox. I mean, the win rate is insane. Like, even if the win rate takes a 5% dip, it's still a good deck, right? So
yeah, 100%. I think, like, for me, like, the decks that can play Shaman the easiest are any deck that plays Secret Box, because you can Secret Box for Artisan and then also get, like, Nest Ball or Poppin. So I think Gardevoir and Grimmsnarl are the 2 decks I think can actually play it, and, like, it doesn't disrupt your plan that much. Like, you're saying, like, I think Dragapult is just, like, awkward to make it work, because you play 1 Nest Ball. Like, yeah, my Ultra Balling for Shaman turn 1. Like, you hate playing Ultra Ball turn 1. It's not for, like, a Latios, for, like, to get the Badoo out, like you're saying, so... Yeah, I think it's probably not correct to play Shaman.
You're considering Grimmsnarl a deck.
Well, it's a deck.
Not a very good one, but it's a deck.
Oh, don't talk about my boy like that. It's a. I
don't know, man.
Hey, look, Gardevoir just won 2 regionals, bro. Bring back Grim.
Yeah. I mean, Shaman with Grim is definitely Grim with Shaman is definitely a scary matchup for Gardevoir.
Right. So. Yeah, I don't know. I think Terabox is actually like it's still a good deck this weekend. Like, I'm actually curious, like, what do you guys think its meta percentage will be? Because I think it was like 3 or 4% day 1. I think day 2 in the Germany regional was like 9%. Like, is it gonna just reach that day 1 now at Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'd say 8 or 9 is fair.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Henry.
No, I was gonna. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think maybe 8 or 9 is fair. Like, approaching that day 2 percentage.
Yeah,
I think like the deck is difficult, right? It's not like not everyone, average Joe, is gonna go pick it up and have success with it online and be motivated even to play it to a regional. So I think for that reason it probably stays somewhere at a modest level. I don't think it's gonna be lower than it was. Obviously, it's probably gonna be at least 2% greater or maybe a bit more. But the deck is good. Like if you have if the reps into it, if people had enough time, it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, if we think the deck is difficult and it's already at a 57% win rate, like. That just means in the hands of a good player. Like this number, your expected win rate should be even higher, right? So, no, I definitely think the deck's very good. Now, like if you're someone listening to this and like you've never played Terabox and like you're listening on Wednesday, like do not switch to playing Terabox unless you have experience. But if you're someone who's played Terabox before, I think it's definitely a good play for the weekend. I'd definitely give it a go. I think other stuff we saw. So I think like heading into this weekend, like everyone was just playing the second place Worlds Gumi 35 Dragapult Dusknoir list. I guess my next question is everyone going to switch now to Tord's list, the rare candy, quad rare candy list? So this has no jamming towers, so I think your Golden Go match is probably a little tougher unless you're hitting turn 2 rare candy Dragapult attack. And then I guess your mirror is like slightly worse because you're playing 4 items, but I mean I guess honestly like jamming tower does nothing mirror, so it's not that big of a difference. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Is this going to be like the new way to play Dragapult, or do you think people are still just going to play like the double jamming list?
I personally have no experience playing against this deck, so I really don't know how good it is. I mean, I trust Tord to an extent. So, like, I don't know. This deck is really, it's pretty cool, but yeah, the no jamming tower definitely hurts against Gardevoir. Like, the candies are good against Gardevoir, but I think, like, losing the jamming towers for it is not worth it.
Yeah.
Also, the 2 Night Stretcher is really sketchy. I mean, I know Andrew, like Hedrick, he, like, speaks about this 4 Night Stretcher like it's the gospel when it comes to Dragapult. Like, he absolutely loves it, and I think playing even 3 would spook him out. Playing 2, it's like, you know, you have the 3rd Duskull, so maybe you don't have to stretch it for it that much, but you're playing 4 research, right? Like, stuff is going into the discard whether you like it or not some of the games, and just having 2 stretchers would probably scare him quite a bit. So I don't know. I can't really pass judgment on it. I think it probably has a worst Golden Go and Gardevoir matchup and Mirror matchup. But if that's all true, then why would Tord have played it, right? So I feel like something that can't be true, right? So yeah, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe these candies are just like leading you to beating Gardevoir on turn 2 sometimes. I really don't know.
It's got to be Tord diff, right? And like your point with Night Stretcher, like you would think now that you have 4 rare candies, you can like turbo Dusknoir that you'd want more Night Stretchers so that you could chain that whenever you want to, right? It's got to be Tord diff, man. Like I don't know. I think jamming tower is also so good into Gardevoir. Like one of your main win cons into Gardevoir obviously is jamming away that TM Evo. If you can prevent your opponent from getting out a Gardevoir EX, you can win that matchup. And without that, it gets kind of scary. Sure, maybe you rare candy Dusknoir and you blow off some Curlias here and Ralts, but I mean, Jelly Guardy exists now. Like there's more item hate than there was before, in my opinion. So I feel like this is just Tord diff. The deck is probably really good, but I don't know if I would play it over the normal build. And I was even like talking to a couple of my buddies, like, hey, maybe we play like 3 towers this weekend or something, just to through the Henry Guardy. But I won't be playing this. But it was something we floated around.
All right, you got to chill there, buddy. I don't think that is a very dishonest strategy.
Tech for the boys. No, I'm not playing this. I'm not playing this deck. But yeah, no, it was definitely something we thought about because the Gardevoir matchup kind of blows.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can scam Gardevoir with this deck, though. Badoo is just so broken. Like, sometimes Gardevoir just doesn't draw Gardevoir. It's like, all right, well, boss, really, not Gardevoir.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Rune managed to win Game 3 without putting a single Gardevoir in play, and a lot of times you can win this matchup without putting a Gardevoir in play.
Barry's so good.
Yeah, like with just attaching and threatening them and killing their Badoos, making it hard for them to use the Dusknoirs. So, yeah, I mean, the matchup is definitely Gardevoir favored, but they have to know like some tricks a little bit. It's not easy to win the games where you don't get Gardevoir into play, and you have to manage your board well. So, you know, you might just have to bank on not hitting like the top end Gardevoir players.
Yeah, which if you want to win the tournament, you have to go through them. If you're fine just making day 2, like I don't think you have to worry about it that much. I mean, there's a lot of Dragapults in top cut here. We'll ignore 3rd place. Let's go to 4th place. We got my boy Blaziken with Pekkarunt and Elgyem and Shiyu and Dragapult. So Aneil, you're a resident Dragapult expert. So what's going on here? Is this legit?
It's cool, dude. It's like you got a little toolbox thing going on. It's just kind of like a more flexible Dragapult, right? And you kind of gain a few points into Goldengo with that Blaziken. You can kind of use it in a pinch, and you have the Chi-Yu as well. I mean, it's not my cup of tea personally. I'll be honest. Like, it's not something I would want to play. But it's really cool, and like anytime you see a deck like this do well at a big tournament, you're always rooting for it, right? Like you're watching this on stream, you're like, I hope this does well because it's super cool. I think that if you're gonna play Dragapult without Dusknoir, I feel like the straight build is better, just with like the Sudowoodo and the Maractus and stuff. But definitely cool, definitely an honest pick, and you got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, I mean, Fabian always plays decks like these. Like he got top 32 at Worlds when you were like Mega Skeptile EX, and like that deck was objectively not good. He's just always cooking, right? And like Fabian's just that good. Henry, do you think this card is enough to beat Gardevoir, like the baby Pekkarunt? Like if your opponent like benches like something they're not supposed to?
Oh yeah, if they mess up, like you can definitely get them if they mess up, but like if they know what they're doing, I don't think it's that good. I actually played against this deck at Worlds, funnily enough. It was on my winning into day 2. Yeah, I hit it around 8. It was a Japanese player. I was lucky enough that Rahul had hit him earlier in the tournament and told me about this baby Pekkarunt, because if you don't know about it, it really can get you. But you know, as long as you're not benching too many liabilities, I don't think this baby Pekkarunt is that good. Yeah, I don't think the Gardevoir matchup in general is very good for this deck if they know what they're doing, and we saw Rune blow Fabian off the board, I think. the deck is cool, but yeah, I don't think its matchups are very good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very good against Poltnor either. Like,
Well, they have
definitely
this. They have this for
candies.
Poltnor. Doesn't that just like body Poltnor?
If this card body Poltnor, it would be played in my Gardevoir deck probably. Like,
You would actually play this to body it?
actually, well, maybe not because the matchup is already good.
Yeah,
but
it's a win more now.
I tested the Elgyem Dragapult deck against Head. I actually really enjoyed playing straight Dragapults when I was testing with Drick. I just like played it against his Poltnor deck to help him test. And I tried to use this Elgyem, and every single time I tried to use this Elgyem, it ended up horrible for me. Like, if you don't surprise them and get their Neo Upper, if they just hold their Neo Upper, they just like set up a bunch of Dusknors, attach their Neo Upper, and nuke your entire board. And it's like, okay, you can Elgyem the turn after if you can even do that. But at that point, your board is gone, right? Like, they can just jet headbutt it. So I just don't think it really works if it's not a surprise.
Huh. I mean, I guess, yeah. But
like,
I'm
not a Dragapult expert.
The thing with these cards are like they are surprise, I think, for a lot of the matchups. Like, like your opponent just like benches like Mew EX, like, all right, cool, Pecker Run, like, or like they don't know you play. Like, I wouldn't assume my opponent's playing Elgyem, so then it's like, all right, like Elgyem comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, whoops, like there's cards here.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's just like if you want to win the tournament, people are going to find out about the Elgyem before top cut. But I mean, I'm a huge proponent of playing surprises in your deck. Like, I've definitely done that before. Like, even if a card is not objectively good in like a perfect knowledge format, like the surprise you get at tournaments, even if you're like a well-known player, is worth it.
Yeah. I mean, well, we saw Tord get his like whole world list leaked round 1. So I guess don't be Tord level famous. You don't have to worry about this.
Yeah, that's a deck that played Shaman as well, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It did play Artisan and Speaker Box, so you have a way to get it out. I think the Blaziken's cool too, guys. Like, I think that's another big factor of the deck that people kind of overlook. Like, it's not just the accelerator. You saw monkeys. You do a ton of stuff with this Blaziken, and like even as an attacker, it's not terrible. If push comes to shove, it's a big boy. It doesn't take a weakness to Lily's Clefairy. Like, there are applications for this card that I think are deeper than what you see on this screen right now, and I think it's pretty cool.
I saw Fabian used it against Terabox, and Terabox just had no way to one-shot it, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a neat card. If I had more time before Pittsburgh, honestly, I would try this deck. I would pick it up and just see what it could do. It seems like in the hands of a good player, this is like a high potential, high ceiling deck.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think this tournament's had so much cooking. We also had a Greninja make top cut.
Dude, what is
like,
this?
This is crazy, bro. Triple Ignition Energy, Pidgeot, Grand Tree, Greninja. Shout out to Richard Herman. Yeah, like what a crazy run. 6-0 day 2 until the top cut match.
Poor Alessandro, bro. He shows up with his Pidgeot deck and then hits some ridiculous Dusknor cheese.
Yeah.
That's tough. Did that say Mies? Was that our boy Mies?
Yeah, bro. He got top 4. Yeah. He can buy a laptop, bro.
Yo, that's crazy. That's a deep cut, bro. The laptop joke? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's very topical right now.
I guess it is. Yeah, I suppose you're right. I'm surprised to see that name. Happy to see it, though.
Well, no, he's been playing. Like, he was at Worlds like last year. I'm pretty sure.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure he qualified.
Well, I thought he was just at Worlds for the for filming purposes.
Well, that was
he actually playing? Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if he was playing Worlds. I thought he played Worlds. Well, I mean, Mies is like a great player.
He's a name
right?
I recognize.
Yes, he got second at 2015 Worlds. He's won some like pre-COVID regionals, so yeah, good to see that. But yeah, also good to see Greninja EX. I mean, like, none of us have played this, so I guess we can't judge it, but this would be kind of cool if this was like a legit deck. Like,
yo, fellas, how are we feeling about this deck, though? What are we saying? Like, is this
there is an issue where if your opponent gets a single Gardevoir EX up, you instantly lose the game because your guy is psychic weak. But you have like decent odds of stopping them from getting a Gardevoir in play. I mean, the combination of the I mean, if you do that, I'm not really sure. Well, unless you have to put like the Grand Tree in play. If you put the Grand Tree in play, then you might be screwing yourself out with that one.
Yeah,
but it's a cool deck. It's a really cool
guys.
deck.
As someone who was on the outside of this regional weekend, like I'm looking at these results and I'm just seeing everything that sniped a bench did well. Like literally everything that could snipe a bench had success this weekend. Like, what is going on here? Are we all? I mean, we already talked about this. We don't need to talk about this again. But are we all playing Shaman to Pittsburgh? Like, what's going on here? There's so much sniping going on.
Yeah, but I mean, like every time we go through one of these decks, Henry's just like, "Oh, this was the Gardevoir." So.
Yeah, Henry's gonna say no matter what.
But I think he's like he is right for a lot of these decks. Okay, I guess there's more decks I want to go over. Like there's Conkeldurr. This was dope. Benjamin went 7-1 day 1 with Conkeldurr. I mean, this does body Dengo. I'm very confident it does. You probably
Yeah.
lose the Guardy, like we keep saying, but what did he
I mean, you
lose
can't
to?
one-shot the
Let's
Guardy.
see. Yeah. He lost to
Wait, he beat a Guardy? Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Undefeated against Guardy, bro. I don't know how that's possible.
What's this guy's list? It was Jelly Guardy.
Okay.
But isn't
that
Jelly
might
Guardy
be
even
why.
harder to beat?
Well, maybe his deck didn't work because he was playing Jelly Guardy, but I don't know. Well, yeah, this deck does look like it gets bodied by Devo because you play only one of the. What is that guy called?
Girder.
Girder.
Yeah. You rely on the rare candy, so I don't know. This is sick. I mean, just seeing this is awesome, right? Like,
Yeah.
a deck like this that like is like objectively like not a tier 1 deck, and just like seeing someone go on a run with it. And speaking of Conkeldurr, Aneil, we kind of teased for you a little bit the junior finals, the matchup in Frankfurt. I think Henry knows what it is. We had Conkeldurr beating Okidogi in the finals.
What is going on here? Okay.
The cooking in juniors, bro. You love to see it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So is the idea of this deck, like, I admittedly have not seen this, you just tank an Okidogi? Like, that's the whole thing?
Well, you do 170 with Okidogi, and like, yeah, you tank, and then play Legacy, I guess. There's a Devo in here. I guess it's just tank.
Hey, I wonder if he's
Okidogi.
favored in the matchup. Like, does Conkeldurr just beat Okidogi, or was it like a banger set? I don't know.
I guess you one-shot the Okidogi, don't you? Because like even with
the Mochi, yeah.
Even without Mochi, I think because Okidogi only has 230, right?
230.
Oh, I thought it was 270 for some
Yeah.
reason. Okay, yeah.
You're telling me someone sat there through 13 rounds of Pokemon and all they said was good punch over and over and over.
Adrenabrain, good punch. Adrenabrain, good punch.
This kid's parents should get him to make a Metafy guide because I want to learn how to play Okidogi.
Actually, yeah.
I'll buy it.
I would buy it just to support the youth, man. That's crazy.
I mean, speaking of like Grim, there was one that made top like 16, like just outside of ASIM, and this list was kind of crazy. There was no bosses orders in this. It was like a double.
He played the 2-3.
Yeah,
I've been trying to push the 2-3 in this deck. Someone actually did it. That's
I think I prefer 3-2 with triple stretcher because like that way if like Dango bosses it, you just stretch it right away and you have like the snow run ready to go. But I think 2-3 also makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when I used to play Viju Frostlass, I used to play an inverted line because you don't play Ultra Ball or you play like 1 or 2.
Yeah,
right?
it's so hard to find the
Yeah.
Frostlass. We need Irida in this deck, bro.
We do need Irida. Irida would go hard. So I mean, I do think the meta is like slowly creeping back to where I think Grimmsnarl could be viable. Because I mean, like Dango, like the straight
Dango.
versions are going down a little bit. Guardy's rising, right? No one's playing Picnic Basket anymore. So
Well, to be fair, isn't Django like a worse matchup than regular Dango because they have the Galvantula? I don't know.
Most of them don't play Galvantula, I don't think.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I don't
did.
really keep up with the Django lists.
I mean, like
Yeah,
maybe they do. I'm not sure. I thought most don't. Though.
Well, I think you have to scroll pretty far down to get it to a Django. I think, unfortunately,
Yo,
that deck is really bad.
Yo, Frostlass Monkey 39. Let's go. Yo, this deck gets a huge buff with the new Lily's Determination card. So maybe I'll be back on this deck for Lil. Yeah, I mean, there's also another.
Debuting at Lil.
Bro, there's another Conkeldurr in top 32. This guy
the
started
no-pitch
8-0.
outbuild.
This is the guy who started 8-0. Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. So
4-4 to Unspire.
and I checked, their lists are not the same. So these two like guys independently played Conkeldurr and both made top 32.
Yeah, this Hilda did Unsparce Enriching Energy might be a broken engine.
Bro, I tried that engine in CPAL. It's actually like really fun. Someone posted
Is
on Twitter.
Conkeldurr-
I tried it.
Is Conkeldurr a wagon, guys? Like, are we playing this for the next regional? This looks kind of lit.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
I like it.
I mean, you
loses
do
to
have the
Gardevoir
classic
apparently.
Gardevoir issue, but
Yeah.
You do have the classic Gardevoir. Yeah.
Basically, we can play all these fun decks, and like you can make top 8, and then you just lose to Henry Chao playing Gardevoir, or one of his goons on Gardevoir.
One of his goons.
I'm down to just have everyone agree to not play Gardevoir to like one particular regional so we can have fun, right?
That'd be lit.
Yeah. What would you
It's
play,
funny though,
Henry?
because like,
Well, sorry, what did you
I
say?
said, what would you play if Gardevoir was banned for a tournament?
Well, the problem is, wouldn't Dragapult be like beyond broken? Is like a big issue.
Well,
you have to play
Golden Go
something
keeps
that
it
can
in
beat
check,
Dragapult.
no?
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, then I'm down to run the Conkeldurr, bro. If Golden goes running around, we gotta get these guys with our single prizers. Well, even then, they could stack me with Togekiss, right?
Yeah.
Man, this Dango deck might also need to get banned.
Just ban everything. Or you
I was gonna say, like, even though we're talking about every deck losing to Gardevoir, like, it's so funny because Gardevoir gets all this hype all the time, and it's obviously such a good deck, but it still doesn't get those like crazy high play rates just because of how, like, I mean, playing the deck on a base level is pretty simple, but like the good players always do really well with Gardevoir, and like it feels like if you're outside that top like 5-10%, it's kind of tough to do well with Gardevoir. So it's so funny as we're talking like, yo, why wouldn't you play Gardevoir right now? And still, I don't think it's going to eclipse 15%.
No, it'll still be like 10.
I am really curious. Yeah, but like at this point, because like I saw like some of the stuff on Twitter, like this is ridiculous. Gardevoir needs to get banned. Like, is it at a point where finally, like, for some reason, winning like 6 tournaments in a row wasn't enough, but winning like 7 or 8 is finally going to push people to just lock it in?
It's not about how good the deck is. It's just like a lot of people just can't get the most out of it. Like a lot of people tell me like, oh, I tried Gardevoir, it doesn't work for me. It's like out of all the decks to play, like you have to play Gardevoir to at least like a certain level of proficiency to like unlock its brokenness. Whereas like something like a Golden Go or Raging Bolt, like it's a lot easier. Like the strategy is a lot simpler. There's less lines, right? So I think that's just the thing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't vibe with a lot of people. I think like the Guardy deck.
They can check out the class, bro.
They should check that out. Hey, I was watching the class the day before, learning all my lines, bro. It was 4 hours long, so I had to like skim through a little bit. But
yeah, you should 1.5 it probably.
Oh no, I was on 2x. I think I was like doing the scroll wheel, like seeing what slides I needed. I was like, all right, sweet.
Yeah, justified.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. Like your list was literally in the guide and your Metafile like group, like literally before the tournament. Doesn't matter, still wins. I think Tord also posted his Dragapult Dusknoir in his. So. It's like it gets just it just shows it's just like doesn't matter like the list is just how good you are at playing it. So yeah, cool. Aneil, did you have any other pressing questions for Henry regarding Pokemon?
Not regarding Pokemon. Not regarding anything else either, actually. I was gonna try and come up with a deep basketball cut for him, but I don't really have much right now. I mean, like
Celtics are making top 4 seed without Jason Tatum, by the way.
Oh my goodness!
Put that on the record.
That's a horrible take.
Yeah, they're gonna have a home field advantage for the first round, and the Bengals are making the playoff without Joe Burrow.
All right, now we're tweaking. I'm about to walk off this set, bro. What are you talking about now? Without Joe Burrow, I don't know, man. I have problems with the Bengals. I'm not gonna get into it in the pod because I could rant for hours. I got problems with the way.
I'm a Bengals fan. Are you a Bengals fan or?
I'm a Packers fan.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense geographically.
And guess what I'm doing the weekend of Milwaukee? I'm going as soon as Milwaukee is done. I'm planning on, if I'm in day 2, I might just drop day 2 and we're driving to Lambeau and we're watching Packers versus Bengals at Lambeau at 4 o'clock.
I knew it was that weekend. Oh man, that would actually be sick if I could go to that. Jake Browning with the biggest road win against the undefeated Packers, bro. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Let's not get crazy now. Let's not get crazy. No, I was like, I'm a diehard Packers fan, but I've never been to Lambeau. It's always been like my dream to go to Lambeau. So I think we're gonna do it that weekend. And like it was, I really want to see Joe Shiesty play, but I guess he's got turf toe now. So RIP to that thought. But hey, your backup QB Browning, he might be the guy.
Pretty good, bro. He's pretty good.
He is. I'm just sick of the Cincinnati Bengals franchise wasting MVP Super Bowl contenders and then just ruining their careers like Carson Palmer and Joe Burrow. And like y'all need an offensive line.
Obviously, the Bengals are run pretty bad, but like this one wasn't their fault, right?
Yeah.
The Hendrickson thing got me tweaking too, man. I don't know.
Okay, that was really bad. That was really bad.
Yeah,
that's right.
I feel bad. Like I want them to do well. I don't hate the Bengals in any way. I just don't like the way they operate. That's my problem.
Nice. Yeah, that is fair. I mean, my opponent this week in fantasy has Joe Burrow, so I'm like, let's go. He's gotta like get someone else.
It was him, Justin Fields, and Josh Allen. None of them played the full game this weekend, and it screwed so many people in fantasy. I'm a victim.
That's tough.
I'm sad.
All right, so I guess my last question for you, Henry, going into this weekend: give me the odds that Gardevoir wins Pittsburgh Regionals. Is it over or under 50%?
Ooh, that is a high line. Oh my god. Okay, so if I were to actually put money down, would I? I'll go with the under. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe that's a letdown. 50% is pretty high.
Well, I assume your whole group is going to play it, bro. So like most of the best players are playing it.
Well, I don't actually know. I don't even know if like a Bond's going to play it. Yeah, I have no idea, honestly.
All right, fair enough.
Maybe I'll pivot too. Who knows?
No. You're not pivoting to this card rotates, bro. Yeah, we don't talk about the Henry Chao Golden Gun. We scrubbed it from the records.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, for a couple of these tournaments, like Monterrey, there were like all 3 of us were in top 4, but like in both Germany and in Worlds, like the Gardevoir was the only one in top cut, and it just happened to run the table. Like it's not like Gardevoir was like completely overall in the top tables. Even with NAIC, I think. Oh no, NAIC there was a lot of Gardevoir in top 4. Yeah. But yeah, like it's not always just like swarming top cut. It just kind of happens to get through there. So I wouldn't put it above 50%, but it's it's the highest of any deck for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%. So cool. Also, Henry, you've started sharing your knowledge with everybody now, so everyone should go check out. Henry has his Gardevoir class, and he goes over Jelly, Flutter, and this new build. And you have your Metafy group where you do like VOD reviews and have a Discord server. So Henry, plug it. Let everyone know where they can find that and why they should.
Yeah,
be joining.
thank you for this. Yeah, everything's on my Metafy. I don't actually know exactly what the link is. I think it's like Metafy
We'll put it for
Henry
you.
Chao or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, it's been really fun. I started it just a couple weeks ago, and like it was really nice because I just like posted the list, and then it did super well over the weekend, so that was really cool. I've been really happy with everyone supporting me. The Discord is like super active, which I think is awesome. And yeah, I'm definitely planning on making more content there, so definitely check it out. I also might stream tomorrow, so check that out if I stream.
Well, that's the day the podcast is coming out then, if you guys are listening on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, sorry, today then. Yeah. Wednesday. Yep.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's about it. Thanks for that.
No, of course. Yeah, it's great stuff. I mean, your class helped me for sure. Anything else we need to plug, Aneil? Oh, I have a Golden Go guide. You guys can go get that. So you can learn how to beat Gardevoir. And
Henry, you can't be affording to stream anymore. I mean, the Celtics coming top 4 seed. You better get in the gym, bro. They're gonna need you. There's no way those guys are finishing in the top 4.
Bro, you gotta respect Derek White and Jaylen Brown, bro. Come on. You're definitely finishing with more wins than the Raptors, bro. I mean, you probably agree with that.
This year, I don't know. It's gonna be close. I think they're in a similar tier with their JT.
Wagon this year, bro.
I'll put $5 down, bro.
All right, $5. All right, shake on it, Henry.
All right, we're in.
All right,
I got it with both you guys. Okay, bet. All right, I got $10 down.
I love it. Sweet.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. You're kind of a wagon. Anyway, sorry, Kieran. I got to plug some real quick, and I'll shut up. I promise. So in the shadows, last couple months, we've been putting together something called the Shadow Ball. Kieran, you know about this. The public doesn't until now. I just tweeted it. So we're running something before Las Vegas Regionals on the Thursday night. We rented out like a venue, and there's gonna be a live DJ, music, drinks, everything. It's like everything I've ever wanted in a Pokemon event, but it's 2 days before Vegas Regionals. And what we're going to do is, unfortunately, Kieran can't make that weekend, but I'm going to have a live episode of Shift Gear with Rowan / whatever other goons I can find at the venue. We're going to preview Vegas Regionals and stuff. Then Rowan and LDF are going to have a money match for $500 US live at this venue, which is going to be sick. And then we're also planning on having Endgame have a booth there where they're going to have their sleeves out. You can try them. You can buy some packs, whatever you want. So this is something we've been working on a while with my buddy Geodude. It's his Instagram. I don't know if he wants me giving out his Govy, so I won't. He's just Geodude. He's been working on it. He's got a buddy. It's going to be some cool, some like music, drinks, everything you want. And like the link will be in the bio, and you get a free drink with every entry. So please do come check it out. Come hang out with us. If you're there a couple days before Vegas Regionals, we want to get it out early before people book their flights. So I'm like super duper excited. I was like not really planning on going to Vegas, but I might go there for that event and fly home because I think I have something else to do that weekend. So that's how excited I am. I'm going just for that, and I might come back home after that. Nice. But please do check it out. Link down below. It'll be pretty cool. I wish Kieran, I wish you could make it, man. But yeah, next time for sure.
Yes, for sure. No, so everyone go to that for sure. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Henry, again, thank you for being our first ever second guest in the modern era of the Shift Gear podcast. We think. I mean, LDF. Well, you were a guest multiple times in the early days. You're the pioneer, multiple guests. But since we've taken off, Henry, you're the first. So, congrats again on the success. It's honestly inspiring watching it. Makes me feel like there's so much room for me to grow. Like, seeing someone like you do so well. So it's awesome. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
I can already foresee the angry text from LDF saying, "Yo, what the hell, man? I was on there like 3 times, bro. What the hell?
Did him dirty, bro."
Yo, to be fair, our Henry episode, the last one we had, was one of our best performing episodes ever. The people want to see Mr. Eat Food 86, and I think that's a goated name ever.
I think so.
Sorry, I gave out your Discord Govy on live podcast. Okay, I'll shut up now. Thanks for coming. Let us know down below what you think about the live odds, and don't listen to what I just said about his Discord Govy. Thanks y'all for being here.
Bye.
See you in Pittsburgh. Peace out.
Bye.